The festive season is officially here. That means you're going to be going out more, your routine is going to be out the window, and there's going to be chocolate everywhere.
If you're feeling anxious that you're going to ruin all of your fitness progress in the space of a week, then listen up because we have got you covered with 10 essential tips to get you through Christmas.
Welcome to the Outlifting Lounge. I'm Alan.
And I'm Derek. This is the show that's all about pride, fitness, and everything in between.
Today's show is a little bit different. We are dedicating the entire episode to our 10 tips to make the Yuletide gay.
So there's no chat beforehand and we're getting straight into it before Alan here gets called up by Santa to help at the North Pole.
Did you just call me an elf?
Well, you're the right height.
And you've got enough white in your beard to play Santa?
Wow.
Right, before we get started, however, we need to say that these tips are a toolkit and not a rule book.
But if you're already feeling anxious about how much food and drink you know you're going to consume, or by not being as active over the holidays, then we've got something here for you.
But listen, if you decide to ignore it all and just rot on the couch for 5 days eating quality street, that's absolutely fine as well.
Okay, let's kick off. But before we do, actually, I should point out that every single tip that we've got today has a cheesy pun name as well. So apologies in advance. Alan, why don't you kick us off with number one?
So number one, don't be a drag to your future self. So Derek, the idea here is not to write checks that your future body can't cash, basically.
Yeah, it's totally normal to fall into that mindset over Christmas and New Year of thinking, oh, I'll eat and drink all this now, but it's fine because New Year, new me, I'm going to sort it all out in the new year.
Yeah, and I think Christmas is the time of year where everybody just says, it's Christmas, it's fine. And everybody gets into that mentality, which is fine to do if you want to enjoy yourself, but you shouldn't be going all guns blazing to then restrict yourself in January.
Exactly, and you should not have to justify or offset having some food and drink over Christmas because that is what Christmas is for. It's about letting your hair down and enjoying yourself.
No, you're right. And I think that just leads into that binge restrict cycle that actually we talked about in last week's episode as well.
And if you reduce it down, essentially what you're saying to yourself is, oh, I'll enjoy this now and then starve myself in January. And that's not a really good or sustainable approach.
No, definitely not. It's like during Christmas, enjoy yourself, enjoy the food, enjoy the drink, but don't have at the back of your mind that you're going to be feeling guilty and then January comes and then you're going to restrict. It's just not a good cycle to be in.
And the other aspect of this, psychologically, if you keep telling yourself, it's fine, future me will cancel all of this out, what that's going to do is encourage you to overdo it and indulge a bit too much, maybe.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from that is enjoy the food now because it tastes great and not that you're going to punish yourself later.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go on to tip number two, which is rest, you merry gentlemen. And this is all about reframing gym absence as recovery, isn't it, Alan?
This is about not feeling bad about taking some time off from the gym. I talk to clients about this all the time. Rest is so important for building muscle, for losing fat. Any fitness goal that you have, rest is super, super important.
I think what this boils down to for a lot of people as well is that they find their routine, they find their rhythm, and that Christmas, New Year period just knocks them way off course. Or even the fear of being knocked off course, I think, is enough for them to feel anxious.
Yeah, there was actually a study recently that if you take 2 weeks off from training, it doesn't have any impact on your progress.
Yeah, because as we know, muscle grows when you rest. It's not when you're in the gym that your muscle's growing. That's when you're kind of making the micro tears that then cause the muscle to grow stronger. So actually taking a little time away to let your body fully recover and have what you would consider as a deload week can actually be really beneficial.
And Christmas is normally a time of stress anyway, isn't it? You're running about trying to get Christmas presents. You've got loads of social events as well, meeting up with friends. You've got your Christmas nights out, then the traveling to see friends and family. So just take the week and just rest, be in the moment, enjoy the time with friends and family, and don't be worrying about your training.
Absolutely. And the thing is, so we know from experience, if we've been forced to take a week off, whether that be due to injury or whatever else, you actually come back feeling stronger sometimes. You feel like you've got more energy and you can throw yourself back into it. So reframing it in your mind as a good thing, as a rest week, and as part of your training program actually is really all you need to do.
Yeah. And I think as well, when you take a week off, when you go back, you're like, okay, brilliant, let's hit this, let's do it. I'm smashing it again. Whereas if you're a bit tired and you're trying to push through, you're not training as hard as you could. So having that rest is actually really beneficial.
Absolutely agree. I think we have covered that. Let's go into tip number 3 then.
Tip number 3, wait for it.
Okay, I'm waiting.
No, that's the title.
All right, okay.
And it's wait, WEIGHT.
Ah,
And it's all about not worrying about what the scales say over Christmas.
yes, I think this tip is particularly important for anybody that's been on a weight loss journey, because I think it's important to remember over the Christmas period that progress is never a straight line. It's going to go up and down, things are going to vary, and actually putting on a little bit of weight over Christmas and New Year is not the end of the world.
Everybody is going to be a bit heavier by December 27th. I will put money on that.
I know that I will
Oh,
anyway.
definitely. And the thing is, if you stay away from the scales, it's going to make you feel better, especially if you don't have a good relationship with the scales. And it's more important to go on how you feel and how you look in your clothes. Everybody is going to be feeling probably a little bit bloated, a little bit heavy, just because we're eating foods that we probably don't eat day to day.
Over Christmas as well, we tend to eat foods that are richer, that are higher in salt content, for instance, as well. And that can cause your body to hold on to water. And water retention is one of those big things. It's why when people start a weight loss journey, they have big weight losses in the first few weeks. It's because your body's changing, it's not withholding as much water, and that water weight drops off quickly.
If you're consuming more food, your body's holding on to more energy. So you're obviously going to be heavier. That isn't going to be body fat that you've put on in that short space of time.
No. Some of it will be water weight, some of it will be your muscles holding on to glycogen from the carbohydrates, some of it will be some body fat as well. But these things are normal. Our bodies, even from day to day outside of the Christmas period, our body composition changes every day because your body is burning off fat cells, it's using, it's replenishing, it's replacing. These things are totally normal. And your body composition 3 weeks after Christmas will be totally different than it was during Christmas week.
And if you're someone that doesn't have a great relationship with the scales, it might actually be a good idea just to put them away until, say, maybe mid-January, those 3 weeks after Christmas that you just mentioned, because the number on the scale then will be completely different if you weigh yourself a couple of days after Christmas.
Do you know what? That's pretty good advice for everybody, because watching the scales is never going to give you an accurate representation of what your body composition is.
No, absolutely not. Right. Do you want to hit us with number 4?
Yeah, I'm actually quite proud of the title of tip number 4, which is Gobble Gobble.
Ladies and gentlemen, my husband.
Gobble Gobble. That was actually my Grindr username back in the day. It wasn't.
Oh my God.
And this is all about using protein as a safety net against overeating, grazing on leftovers and sweets.
I think what you're trying to say here is that we should be prioritizing protein on our plate. So make sure that you're eating that first, because protein makes us feel fuller for longer.
Yes. If you are worried about overeating, having the protein source that's on your plate first can really help with that, because it is what sends the signal to your brain that tells you that you are full and it makes you feel satiated.
Also, it actually reduces the hunger hormone ghrelin as well. So you're feeling fuller and your hunger hormones have reduced, which means you're probably going to graze a little bit less as well.
So not many people realize this as well, but eating sufficient amounts of protein can help to stabilize your blood sugar, which means that you're not going to get that mid-afternoon crash. And that can be particularly dangerous if there is a big tub of celebrations or heroes or other sweets are available.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and I think that's good for people to take into the new year as well. You sometimes get that mid-afternoon crash when you're in work, it's 3 o'clock, and you're like, oh God, I need something to get me through the afternoon. Try and have a big portion of protein at lunchtime, and then hopefully that will stop that from happening later on in the afternoon.
So from Gobble Gobble to tip number 5, which is another title that I'm quite proud of. What is it, Alan?
Tip number 5 is Ho-Ho-Hoarding. So, the point of this is don't overbuy stuff and have it in the house readily available.
This is something that goes on quite a lot over Christmas. It is not unusual. I'm going to turn into Sophia Petrillo here.
Can I just say for the baby gays listening, that reference there was the Golden Girls, in case they don't know who Sophia Petrillo is. Oh, that was handy.
This is, if you're listening on an audio platform, you won't see this, but this is our golden rules, the wit and wisdom of the Golden Girls, which is always on display in our living room.
It's a gauge-cation.
Gauge-ication. Picture it. You're in the supermarket on Christmas Eve. The queues are huge. I have seen people in Tesco back in the UK at Christmas time, and they have got not just one full trolley, not just two full trolleys, but people with like maybe 3 trolleys full of food. And it's just like, when are you going to eat all that?
I think people need to remember that the supermarkets are only closed for a day or two. You don't need to be stockpiling for another pandemic.
Put the toilet rolls down.
Well, if you're overeating, you might need them.
True, true. It's good now that a lot of the supermarkets do close for a little longer over Christmas to give their staff time off, but really, it's only a couple of days. It's not 2 weeks. It's not forever. People have this fear that they're going to run out of something, and really, is it the end of the world? If you do just one little thing, I'm pretty sure you've got other stuff in the cupboards.
Yeah. And I think as well, if you've got stuff out on the kitchen counter, it's in sight, you're going to eat it. Put it in the cupboards, it's out of sight, and then the temptation is reduced as well.
That's a good tip, but even at that, having too much stuff in your fridge and in your cupboards is still going to encourage you to overdo it. So just maybe don't buy as much stuff. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, Derek, hit us with tip number 6.
Tip number 6 is to savor the flavor. Now, this is all about being mindful and present while you eat.
I really like this one, and people might have heard it already, but it actually takes 20 minutes for the message to come from your stomach to your brain to let you know that you're full.
Yeah, just by slowing down the speed at which you're eating does allow your body time to recognize that, to register that you don't need any more. Whereas if you're eating too quickly and you're kind of just shoveling it in, then you're not giving your brain that time to register and you're going to overeat.
Between every bite, put your fork down, engage in conversation with your friends and family, and then start eating again. And you'll realize that you will start to become full as, you know, the meal goes on, rather when, like you said, you're shoveling it in and then 20 minutes later, you're still hungry.
The Christmas meal, when whoever you're with, whether it's with family, friends, whoever, take your time to savor it, and not just the food, but savor the conversation as well. It's about being in the moment. It's about being present and enjoying and making memories.
While we're on the subject of savour the flavour, dips and sauces, just be mindful of those because they can normally be quite calorie dense.
Those liquid calories, sometimes people just pour instead of using them as a dip, and you're using way more. As you said, they're really calorie dense because usually they have quite a lot of dietary fat and oils in them, and that can have an astronomical impact on the amount of calories that you consume.
Yeah, I mean, fat's not bad for you. It's just that they're very high in calories. So, yeah, you can increase your calorie intake without actually realizing it.
Yes, that was a good little extra tip on there. So shall we go on to the next one?
Tip number 7 is Sashay Away. And this is really about taking some time out and going for a walk, whether that might be Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Christmas Eve, whenever it is. Getting out for a walk is super, super beneficial to our physical health as well as our mental health.
Walking is an excellent form of cardio, and a lot of people overlook it. They think that they need to jog or they need to run, but actually, brisk walking is really good, and it's a big calorie burner too.
Especially for our community, the LGBTQ plus community, and especially at Christmas time, you might need a break from your family. Going back to visit family can sometimes be quite stressful. So actually getting away from them, going for a 15-minute walk, just gives you that breathing space and it just gives you a little bit of time to reset.
Yes, and while we are on the subject of a 15-minute walk, there was research that was conducted by the University of Exeter, and what they found was that a brisk 15-minute walk really and quite significantly brought down chocolate cravings. So, with the study that they did, they found that people who had gone for a brisk 15-minute walk ate 50% less chocolate than
Five,
people. 50?
50? Wow.
Yes. So it cut it in half. So if you are worried about binging on the box of chocolate that is beside you, walking actually helps with that.
Love that tip. Walking also helps regulate cortisol, which is your stress hormone as well. So if the family environment is maybe a bit toxic, then and you're feeling a bit stressed, get outside, get yourself wrapped up if you're in the UK, and go for a walk just to clear your head.
And as we know, managing your cortisol levels is crucial when it comes to weight management as well. So if that is a priority for you, then definitely try and bring your stress down.
Okay, Derek, let's go for tip number 8.
Tip number 8 is bedroom pump. Now, get your mind out of the gutter. It's not what you think it is. This is about having short bursts of exercise.
Well, a bedroom pump could be a short burst of exercise. Great tip again. And especially with our clients, a lot of our clients are going to be traveling for Christmas. So on our last check-in before Christmas, I'll be making sure if they have access to a gym, if they want to work out, and if they don't, then we can make sure that we have put some short workouts on the app for them so that they can maybe do like a HIIT session at home, or maybe some of them might have resistance bands, for example. We'll create a workout for them, or they maybe just get out and do a jog, for example. It doesn't have to be a full gym workout.
Like we said earlier on, if you just want to take a week out and do no exercise, that's actually not a bad thing. But if you feel that you want to maintain your fitness levels or you just want to get in some exercise, then this is a really good way of doing it. Just short at home workouts. You won't have the equipment that the gym has, but you don't really need it, eh?
No, you can do a brilliant workout just with body weight. Do a full body workout, 20 minutes, get in, get it done, and you'll be feeling great after it.
I love a resistance band. Absolutely love a resistance band because you can get a really good workout using one of those as well. You can have some resistance training without the weights in the gym, and you can control the resistance as well because you can shorten the band a little bit, you can pull it tighter, and that increases that resistance on the band. So you can really get a great workout in a very confined space using one of those, eh?
Totally. And some people don't realize actually that the more bands that you add to, say, like your D handles, the more resistance you'll get as well. You don't need to have one band on the handles. So you can make it as easy or as difficult as you want.
And the good thing is as well, they're really compact, they are really light, and you can just throw them into a toiletry bag. They don't take up a lot of space. So that is the ultimate piece of travel fitness equipment, resistance bands.
And they're cheap as well. You can get a decent set for like £15 off the internet.
We are not working for a resistance band manufacturer. We are not earning any commission, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, no, they're great. We love them. We used them during lockdown and we got, some really good results.
We did. We use them quite a lot. We use them. They're really good for core workouts in particular. There's lots you can do with resistance bands. Okay, Alan, give us the next one.
Okay, number 9 is the thirst trap. And this is all about managing your alcohol intake without being the party pooper, basically.
Look, it's normal. If you do drink alcohol over the Christmas period, there are definitely more events and occasions where alcohol is present and you're more likely to drink.
Yeah, one tactic that we do, especially if we are somewhere where the drinks are flowing freely, is have one alcoholic drink and then one glass of water.
Yes, that is a really good tip. And it also has the added benefit of the next day, it mitigates your hangover. Your hangover definitely is not as bad if you have been drinking plenty of water the previous evening and maybe not drinking as much alcohol.
Yeah, and we all know as we get a bit older, the hangovers get worse. So anything to help that is definitely a bonus.
Yeah, that's one really good way to manage alcohol intake. I think another way, and this is especially important if you are out in a bar or a club, then you can, if you're drinking spirits, you can ask for it in a tall glass. You can ask for plenty of mixer and maybe ask them as well to not fill the glass up with ice because when they do that, you don't get as much mixer. It's not diluted down. You drink the drink faster and then you get your next one quicker.
Yes. If anybody from Glasgow is listening to this and has been to the Polo Lounge, they will know they gave you those stubby little glasses, which was full of ice, and it'd be like 2 drinks, and then you'd be on to another one, and then you'd be steaming. And another tip to help with alcohol intake, and this is probably especially to do with weight management, is that certain alcoholic drinks can be higher in calories. So think like beer, Baileys, that sort of thing. So swapping those out for alternatives is always a good option.
Bailey's is a bit of a Christmas classic. I think most people have it over Christmas, but it's really creamy. It's really calorific compared to some other drinks. If you are looking for some swaps as well, if you're maybe drinking spirit and mixer, switching your mixer to something like a soda water or something that is sugar-free, really, really good, because that's straight away going to cut down the calorie intake as well in those drinks.
And one last point I would want to say on this is another reason why you would want to manage your alcohol intake, and it really underlines everything I would say, is that alcohol ruins your sleep quality. Even if you pass out because you've drank so much, you're not going to get that REM sleep that you need to feel rested the next day.
I mean, that's what the Christmas, New Year period really should be about. You should go back in the new year to your work feeling like you've had a good rest. And actually, that tip pretty naturally leads us on to our final tip, which is tip number 10. This is probably the title that I'm most proud of. This is A Gay in a Manger. This is all about protecting your sleep over Christmas and New Year.
Christmas, you're going to be super busy. Social battery drain is a huge thing. And it's okay to leave a party early to catch up on your sleep, which is also known as Derek.
I have forever done this. I am notorious for my Irish exit.
Yeah.
It's where you are out somewhere or you're at a party and you just leave and don't tell anybody because you want to go home. Yeah, that's the Irish exit.
Yeah. And don't feel guilty for that as well. You're looking after yourself. So you can be Irish for the night and just leave.
I view it as me expressing my culture.
Good point.
Look, the festive period is a really, really good time to let your hair down, unwind, enjoy yourself, and to catch up with people in a social setting. But it's also really crucial that you use it to catch up on sleep, to catch up on rest, and to start the new year feeling refreshed.
And people might not actually know that sleep is actually the foundation of mood regulation. So if you're sleep deprived, you're more likely to overeat. You're probably more likely to miss exercise. And you're not going to be very nice to be around either.
No.
So sleep is really key over the festive period.
I really struggle to get enough sleep, and I know from my own personal experience that when I get enough sleep, I am definitely a better version of myself the next day.
I can second that.
So basically what we're saying with this tip and what we want to drill home with this tip is make sure that you get some silent nights.
That's the worst one yet.
I've been thinking of these cheesy puns for a week.
Thank God we've got this recorded and I don't need to listen to them anymore.
Right, okay. I think I am all punned out.
Okay, why don't we do a quick summary of all the tips?
Okay. Tip number 1 was don't be a drag to your future self by planning to offset everything in January.
Tip number 2 was rest ye merry gentlemen, which is don't be worrying about taking some time off from the gym.
Tip number 3, wait for it. Don't watch the scales over Christmas.
Tip number 4 was gobble gobble up that protein, so make sure that you're prioritising it.
Tip number 5 was don't go ho-ho-hoarding in the supermarket.
Tip number 6 was savour the flavour, so make sure you're enjoying every bite.
Tip number 7 was to sashay away and enjoy some walks over the Christmas period.
Tip number 8 was to get in a bedroom pump with some short bursts of exercise.
Tip number 9 was to avoid the thirst trap by managing your alcohol intake.
And the final one, tip number 10, was again a manger, which basically means make sure you're sleeping like a baby.
But overall, remember that the festive period is there to be enjoyed, so don't stress yourself out about it.
So the key takeaway is eat the food, drink the water, take the walk, and definitely be kind to yourself.
Hopefully you enjoyed today's show and there were maybe 1 or 2 tips that you can take away from that. Remember, if in January you're feeling like you maybe want a bit of a change, maybe you want to lose weight, build muscle, build confidence, we're here to help. Outlifting Lounge is just part of what we do. Alan and I run Outlifting, which is a service for gay, bi and trans men who want to transform their bodies build unstoppable confidence while they do so. So we're talking personalized workout plans, nutrition planning, accountability coaching, weekly check-ins. You've got an app, we've got a hub with recipes. There is so much to our service. If that sounds like the kind of thing that you might use, then you can check us out. Our website is outlift.ing, and you can find us on socials as well, on Instagram and on TikTok. Our handle is at outlift.ing. If you ever want to have a free discovery call so that you can chat to us and see if our service is the right fit for you, you can book yourself into that through our website as well.
But that's us for now. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we have new episodes out every Sunday, and you can catch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
So remember to subscribe to keep up with the conversation.
But for now, over and outlifting.